Alright, we're live. Hello all. I am officially 4 minutes late to being, 4 minutes late to being 10 minutes late to being 1 hour late to my own stream. Which is, I guess, how it goes sometimes. Yeah. But I'm still here, and I guess the code will have to be written. So yeah. I ended up not doing yesterday's LeetCode Daily because that was low-key annoying. I kind of don't feel like doing the LeetCode today, so I'm just kind of slowly erase that real quick. Yeah, I have more machine learning homework to do. This is like a big midterms week, so I think I'm gonna try and keep the streams a little bit shorter. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the unary op parsing stuff, and then just a lot of debugging, and then hopefully we might be able to add 1 or 2 more experts. So yeah, it should be a pretty good time overall. Yeah, I'm also gonna need to add tests for things I just realized, but that might be something I just stretch out across this week. Okay, yeah. What's good, Niraj? Good to see that you're here even after the past 15 minutes. Yeah. So let's get straight into the code. Yeah. Started learning C++, good stuff. Oh, sorry, I'm like dying. Yeah, good to see progress there. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Also, I really should take out the trash. It smells like ammonia. Yeah, that will be something I deal with after stream. Today's stream might just be really short anyway, so I think it's no big deal. Yeah, so I guess last time we left off, we had an issue in HR to MIR because I left a to-do here. Whoops. Yeah. So we need a notion to represent that, at least, I think. We're gonna need to load, we're gonna need a unary op, and then we're gonna need to rewrite it, which is fine. Just a little bit annoying. Yeah, so let's, I guess, take... How do we do this? Okay, let's look at LVM unary ops. I think there's a couple here, right? Or I guess we could just look at Godbolt. I think that'd be pretty good for this, at least. Minus +1. Let's do -0, maybe? Ret val. Oh, that's really funny. Int I equals 0, I equals minus I equals plus I. And just do 0 here. Okay, so which one corresponds to which? Oh, we subtract from 0. Okay, that makes sense for how we implement minus, and then I guess the way we implement plus is just like, I guess just a load, which is really funny. Okay, well, I guess then we don't need to add this, or like we don't need to add a new thing in MIR to handle that, right? We can just we can figure out how to reduce it to an intrinsic later, but, or not even an intrinsic, just like a smaller op in the back end. But in the middle end, I don't think we need like a unary op thing specifically. Did I add it last time? I didn't add it last time, thank goodness. Okay. Yeah, so let's do, we can kind of steal some of the stuff from here. Yeah, so we can do that, and then we want to take value This is value. Value? Okay. We need op as well. This is a unary op. Oh, wait a second. Okay, we don't need this we don't need it like that at least. Let's just do a switch block on this, I think. Because this doesn't really port one-to-one, I think. Also, that reminds me, do we need to change anything here? Or what happens if we do like not and then not? What are those represented as? XOR with -1, that makes sense. And then okay, that makes sense. We're gonna need like a comparison thing, I think. That's fine. I guess this not makes a bit of a mess here. Because we need to like do some zero extend stuff or something. Yeah, but this should be fine. I think this also means we can go back here. In operator, we can get rid of like, where is it? Down here. We don't need the 2MIR there. Because we can just represent these as binary ops, which is, I think, fair. It simplifies things a little bit, and then we can go from there later on. Okay. So we want switch on I get op case unary or front end unary op. We want plus. We want okay, we need to make an instruction. I guess we can handle these differently in the switch case, I think. Yeah, okay. Regardless, we need to make a load and then we need to make a store. So let's do, we can steal some stuff down here, right? We need the, so this is the store. Wait, why is this putter again? Oh, I see, okay, yeah. So, do we even need a load? Or resolve atom has a load, right? Right? Is that what happens? I forgot how this works at least. Yeah, okay, it creates a load. So we don't need to create a load. That's already handled for us there. Here we need to make the store. Then we need I guess we can figure this out in a second. My value or auto value. Oh yeah, I can't really do that. That's really annoying. Auto own op. Also, I just realized there's a poorly formatted code here. We need that. We need this to be bin op. This also needs to be bin op. Okay. Okay. So what else do we need to do here? I guess we can't auto this, which is a little bit annoying. guess we can... I get variable... Oh, I see. Okay, so this is kind of isolated, right? Oh, right, no, we need the value. Okay, we can make a putter at least. Our value putter. Un op value. I guess like unary op res is, yeah, we can just leave it as is for now. And down here we can replace this with unop res. Yeah, okay. So we can do this. If it's plus, then we, how did we handle it here? Okay. Maybe I should comment this a little bit more thoroughly. Plus, we just load value and do nothing with it. That's pretty funny. Okay, and then we want minus, we want to subtract value from 0. Yeah, okay. I think this is reasonable commenting. Okay. So what do we even do with the do nothing here? Just own op res is it's just value. So we load it and we just put it straight back, which is really funny. I guess it's like kind of a no-op. Let me know if I'm wrong about that read at least. Yeah, so we want to make this. Hey, okay. Okay, so we want to make this. We want type. We want binary, I guess like mar binary op sub, and then we want to make 0. How do we get a 0 again? Where is our 0 value? I know we have a 0 value somewhere. Or just we get like some value somewhere. Okay, well we're just gonna have to auto 0 equals program, I guess like f. And then this we want I'm gonna subtract value, I guess. Okay, how do I get the thing again from this? Where's the program live? How do we make a literal, actually? That is a better question. Maybe I just make a 0 atom, which is a really funny way to do it, but maybe I shouldn't. Okay, if it contains value, return at value. Yeah, maybe I should just make an atom, or I could just like steal the code from there. What type is value here? This is a uint64t. What type is this? Oh, I see. Okay. What am I even doing here? Yeah, okay. What we're gonna do here is we're going to mr value hr to mir vis. We can just abstract this out a little bit more, I think, so we can just directly make a 0, which is really funny. Alright, is that what we want to do? Or do we want to just make a 0 atom? I think it'd be really funny to make just a straight up 0 atom. Nah, we should do it properly. Get literal. What's good, Japanese characters? I still can't read your name, unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna pull some logic out of this. We should give it a uint64 type value. Oh wait, what is the value? It's a uint64. So we want that, and then we want the hell we want here? We want the type as well. Type. I see. Okay. Okay, so it's a type. This is just type. Type. Yeah. Okay. This should break for a valid reason. Okay, so we can steal this stuff, I think. Return, get literal. So we want to give it value and then type, I guess. Yeah, I should change the thing in here real quick. At least the header. Add this in. Should go right under here. Get literal. Or this does not take the right things here. Let's go 360 sauce. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you around. Yeah, I am writing a compiler from C to x86-64 right now. And I'm trying to at least rewrite the parser in a way that accepts like actual expressions as opposed to just like single values or like very awkward syntax at least. I guess compound expressions is probably the way I would describe it. Okay, so we need the value, and then we need mir type. And that should resolve that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we can go back to here. So we want to make 0 real quick. So we want get value, get literal. Assembly first. Oh yeah, okay. I just have short-term memory. My fault, gang. Yeah, that's yeah, my fault. Okay, so we got 0, and then mir I32, because we only have I32s. Okay, so we have 0 now. This should be fine, and then the only things we need to do is we need to push this negate back, and then we need to, I guess, set the value to the, set un op res to be negate get. Okay. So we have that, and then we want to push it back. Cur instructions, push back, git. Stood move it, actually. Okay, and then the final thing we need to do is we just need to push this store back. Okay, I think that's everything now. This should also pass all the tests now, I think. Or it should at least run all the tests. It will probably break for something, but it should at least run everything. Give it a second. This has to rebuild a lot of things. How many years of experience do you have in programming? I think a safe number is probably like 3 to 4, depending on when you want to count starting. Like if you count like high school following a class, then like I'd say like 4 or 5. If you count just like actual substantive code, I'd say like 2 or 3. Alright, let's make tests, and okay, it runs everything, which is ideal. Nothing seg faults, which is good. A lot of the AST is broken, a lot of the HR is broken, both of those are expected. A lot of the MIR is also broken. A lot of stuff is not broken, surprisingly. Yeah. I'm curious what happened to all the, or actually all the inst combine tests passed, which is, or all the inst combine with passes. That sentence was gross. The tests that test inst combine with the passes applied to it passes the tests. That sentence is just doomed. Ignore that. Yeah. So let's add source. Let's commit this. Implement unary op in HR2 MIR mal. Okay. So now I think, surprisingly, there's not much to debug, I think. I want to look at the output more thoroughly, but I think for the most part it should be pretty good. Yeah, we should add more experts as well. Do I even want to do the leak code daily? Because I kind of skipped that. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, my streak is gone, but oh well. Oh, we're done with the magic, I guess. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that problem. That problem was not looking very appealing. What is happening here even? Any indux such that anagrams and delete words I. Okay, I could probably do this problem real quick. You can just make a hash map, I guess. Is it faster to sort? It's definitely not faster to sort. We just make a hash map for each of these, right? But oh, what the hell? It's an easy. We're just gonna do it real quick. Return word. We're selecting indices for each operation in any arbitrary order. Index I such that word's length. Oh, I see. Okay, so this should be a stack then, right? Okay, yeah. So let's do vector of pair of string stack. And we can just return stack at the end. Yeah, okay. So let's do that, and then stack, push, or I guess like sorted equals sort word W begin, W end. If this is the same, stack back. So we want the back, and then we want second, I think, is what I'm doing here. Actually, we should just have two vectors. Then we can keep construct, or we can just like construct the answer very easily because it's just one of the stacks. We want res, and then we want sorted, I guess like stack, I guess, I don't know. Programming Lua for Roblox games? Ooh. Yeah, I think Lua is surprisingly, I guess like, I didn't expect Lua to be as large as it is when I first learned of it, at least with like NeoVim stuff. Like I recently learned Balatro is completely written in Lua, which is really crazy to think about, because like that game is quite nuts, low-key. Maybe it's not like very demanding, but even still, just like writing a whole game in Lua is kind of crazy to me. Okay, so we want W not equal, or sorted not equals any index, which is I minus 1 and I are anagrams and delete I. Okay. Yeah, so if this is not equal to red or stack back, or if it's equal, we should just continue. Yeah, and then we can just res, push back, W, and then stack, push back, sorted. And here we can just turn res, right? This might also just be a really slow solution as well. Oh. Is there a C++ sorted string view? Sorted equals W, I guess. We can do this. I've been thinking about pivoting to compiler development. Yeah, I think it's... Oh, this doesn't work because... Why doesn't this work? Yeah. How realistic is that without having a research or academic background? I think it's very doable, but I think... I think there's enough open source work that you can kind of show... or you can like show reasonable amounts of like contributions, and there's like a lot of area, at least for like personal projects, I think. It's definitely a lot harder because I think most of the rules are kind of researchy, so it is definitely a little bit more difficult in that regards, but I don't think it's impossible, if that makes sense. Why is this? This is a string. This should not be breaking because a string is just a vector in disguise. What have you done? Are you able to share? Yeah, I think I guess like I've completed the LLVM like kaleidoscope tutorial. I think that's at least a good start to get introduced to the LLVM codebase. I'm currently working on a compiler from x86 from C to x86 64. I think just like a large toy compiler of some sort is probably pretty good as like a personal project. Aside from that, there's just like so much open source work everywhere, like LLVM, Rust, all sorts of different compiler related projects have open source work that I think would be good to tackle from there. In terms of like actually learning the theory, I think the best place is just various different, various different, I'm blanking on the word. Various different textbooks. Yeah, textbooks and like slides from different universities. I think that's probably the best place to like do the learning proper. Let's go, Jose. I haven't seen you here in a second. My leak code streak is broken, but it's not easy, except I'm just getting pwned for some reason. I don't know why I'm struggling with this. Oh, I know why this is breaking. Okay. The first word obviously will be fine. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Hopefully this is not too slow. This might just be very slow. Oh, it's actually quite fast. Okay, we take those. Alright, leak code streak of 1, I think. Yippee, okay. My leak code stats are getting padded once again. Where is my like... Oh, nice, okay. What is happening in this big bubble? Q hash function. Anyway, bye-bye streak. Womp womp. Anyway, enough leak code. Let's go back to this. We're just gonna add this back real quick. Okay, so we have that. Unary alt parsing logic we just finished. I don't think there's anything to debug. I kind of want to just like look at output for a little bit. But I also don't want to look at output is the other thing. Yeah, let's just like clean up the tests a little, I think. For now. We should definitely add more tests eventually, but yeah, it's a little bit annoying. We can update this real quick to just 0. Yeah, and then this will take MIR. And then we need to figure out the specific things for this. Oh wait, I already had this down here. Perfect. Let's just uncomment that and call it a day. Okay, let's do that. And then, yeah, let's edit these tests real quick. Where am I? Okay. This is fine. We can clean this up a little bit. Do that. Join. And let's add a, whatchamacallit? Let's add a quick unary op real quick. Okay, so we have int a equals 42 because we love the number 42 for some reason. I don't understand why. B is plus 42. This should do nothing, which is really funny. Or wait, no, this should be plus A. even skip a step actually. Let's make this less ugly. Don't need C anymore. Yeah, let's paste over that. Oh boy. Okay. And then plus A this. And then we can steal this. We can paste it down here. Minus. Return negative A. Okay. So that's binary op fixed up. This needs to be less ugly. Return 1. We can definitely simplify this more. First, plus 1. Second, plus 2. And this one we can change to third, plus 3. This is fourth, plus 4. Fourth is a function, so let's make it a function. Fifth, plus 5. Wow, what a valuable, what a valuably written program. What a program that does so much meaningful work. Oh look, it even shrinks down like that. Okay, we can clean this up a little bit even. I can do that, and then we can do like, or we can even just, we don't have a plus equals yet, but we're gonna add that in a second. That shouldn't really change the output too much, I think. First, we're just gonna do it like this. Should be a valid program, at least. Okay. Yeah, this program looks really stupid now, but actually, yeah, I think this is fine. We can also just like add it again. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay. And this is still a valid program, which is cool. Default return, we don't need to do anything. I don't think there's anything to do here. This is kind of just like ugly. So, it is what it is. I'll probably rewrite this once I add like function parameters. We're gonna need to like do some interesting stuff there. Still there? What you mean? We can do I plus 1 here. Actually, we can even just throw this in here. Why wasn't this? Huh? Yeah, this is fine. I think this is expected to have an issue. Right, this should be fine. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, that's ugly. I lied. That is not fine. That is not fine. That's so ugly. Overflow equals. And paste that there. did I do? Okay. Underflow. Underflow. Okay. Yeah, okay. This will do for now at least. Have you applied for compiler rules yourself? Yes, I've applied to a couple. I'm not really landing anything right now because I'm still in internship land since I have one more summer. So, it's kind of just like, there's already like 10, 20 entry-level compiler rules to begin with. At least that I could find so far. I'm like exaggerating a little just for like the purpose of like the explanation, but like, yeah, there's already very few entry-level compiler rules, let alone like compiler internships to begin with. So it's been kind of difficult just in general. Yeah, it's just like really difficult. At least I will say that a lot of them are like ML compiler related. So I guess the most helpful thing there would be understanding like matrix optimizations, to my knowledge. I think we can keep this mess as is. I'm not that concerned about that one. This one's kind of interesting, at least I think. I'll leave that one. This one is fine, I think, just for simplify CFG reasons. I don't think it breaks anything there, at least. And then the while is fine. Also, I should probably just like call something here. Yeah, like that or something. Alright. Okay, all the tests pass, or all the tests run, which is ideal. Is there a better way to automate the regression test generator thing? This seems fine. And then yeah, let's just give it the directory at least. We can just give it panic dir. We can do this, and then we can change this out to panic dir. And just like do this, I guess. We can do that, and then we can give it, I guess, like path. We can do that, and then slash build debug bin panic. Yeah, I guess we can wrap this in quotes as well. Yeah, that seems responsible. And then we can do this, and then we can do test regression expected output dir. Glad to catch a stream. Welcome. I assume you've been watching the VODs. Welcome to one of the live streams, at least. Yeah. I tried to keep the description updated ahead of time. Sometimes I'm very correct, sometimes I'm very much wrong, but that's kind of how the experience goes. Why compiler work instead of something more mainstream? App development doesn't really scratch the itch for me. It feels like just learning the latest. It just feels like learning the framework of the year. Like it's like you learn some web dev framework and like it's cool and all, and then like it immediately gets obsoleted in like 5 years. Or if you're at a bank, it gets obsoleted 5 years ago, or something like that. It just feels like learning in a way that is like, I guess, uninteresting to me. Whereas like with more systems work, it feels like the learning is more meaningful and it builds on itself a little bit better. I also just dislike JavaScript as a language, which really hurts any sort of web dev experience for me. In terms of systems more broadly, I guess like nothing. I guess I just don't really know a lot about what else exists in systems. I think compilers in particular are just like really interesting to me, so I've kind of just ended up hyperfixating on that. There is definitely a world where I went into like OS or something, but there's like probably even less jobs there. I think systems jobs in general have to be kind of targeted, and I think compilers is somehow one of the larger pools that exists in, at least. That's my take, at least. If I'm like wrong about any of this, please do correct me on that. What WSL distro are you running, and why not just dual booting? I'm running Fedora on this, and I don't dual boot because I'm too lazy to set it up, to be honest. WSL does what I need it to, and that's honestly good enough. Yeah, I don't switch over to Linux completely on this machine because I kind of want to play Valorant because I have a slight Valorant addiction, but that's kind of always how it is. Yeah, so that's kind of just the life I live. Okay, so I just want to get everything in the panic dir, or everything in the input dir. You should give Unmarky a shot sometime. I could, but also my laptop is just running straight Arch anyway, so it's like, eh. I don't really see a reason to, at least. Okay, let's see. What do I even do here? Bash iterate over all files in directory. Only text file. Okay, I see. Okay. So we can just paste this in real quick. So we can. Let's just do 4. File, I guess like file in, or test in so we want input dir /star.c is the test. Do, and then we want base name. Yeah, we want base name here. Test. Input name is what? There's still a hot market for low-level devs. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of just like my hyperfixation, at least I think. Not to say that I like don't enjoy it or anything. I have been like looking at general low-level dev jobs and like some embedded stuff, but that's at least like a little bit more tangential to what I enjoy. I think the thing I enjoy the most about compilers specifically is just like it just feels like one giant puzzle, at least, and it reminds me of like when I was or just like the thing I enjoy in general is just like, I guess, taking a field and just like learning everything I can in it. And I think compilers is kind of just like the perfect playground for that, at least for me. Not a lot changes, and it's like, to me it's like pretty cool just seeing the different things that compilers can do, at least, and all the different transforms. But maybe it's because I don't know a lot about it yet, so we'll see what happens. So what does this get? I think this is fine. So we can do this. Yeah, and then we can just like run the previous pile. Let's just steal this. Let's just leave this down here. And then we can end or done. It's done. I wonder if bash LSP exists, but also like why? Okay. So this is fine, I think. This should be test, I think. Yeah, this seems reasonable enough. What's good for a gamer? Oh. Okay, what is there for bash? Bash ls. Sure. I don't know what that does. I don't know if it works well. Let's be attach, restart. Oh, this does work. Nice. Input. Okay. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Super specific niche early on, stick with it forever. I mean, there was a point where I like wanted to do that with machine learning, but it was like I tried it and I was like, nah, this is terrible. Yeah, I've like done a little bit of exploring. I think I know what I want to get into. But like, I do know for a fact that that systems is like pretty much the genre of Codeland that I enjoy, at least. I think that I'm pretty confident on. Within that, I might like bounce around, but I think this is a pretty good place to settle for now, at least. Nothing is good. Spent 5 hours trying to figure out why PyCharm kept freezing. Yeah, that's how it be. I haven't used PyCharm. I generally just don't really like JetBrains products. They just feel kind of slow to me. They feel kind of clunky, but also like I feel like for like very niche uses, they're just like very cleanly configured. If I don't care about like writing code in like any sense of productive or like in any like sort of fast sense, I think it's perfectly fine to use. Actually, in general, it's just perfectly fine to use. Like, use whatever editor you want. It's just, I very obviously have my preference. Okay, so we want echo generating tests for input. We can do base name even. Yeah, okay. We can throw this like here, I think. Can you tell us about your LLVM you made? I guess LLVM, when I talk about LLVM, I refer to like the big LLVM repo or like their big code base. I'm kind of like making a mini copy of it, at least. At least to some degree. We currently have like a front end. This takes in like C code from parser, which is what I've been working on as of recent. It goes parser down to an AST, which is like, I guess, the most literal representation of the program you can have. I'm going through this really quickly because all the code is on my GitHub, but yeah. So we go from the AST then down to the HR, which I guess, simplifies a lot of the constructs and I guess reduces the amount of work I need to do when generating middle end code. And then we go down to MIR, which is like our actual optimizer language. This one I still need to like extend out a lot with more optimizations and just like various different features. I just need to like do a lot more stuff and a lot more learning. Eventually I'll have a backend that generates actual code, but I've been kind of pushing that off because I really don't want to think about that right now because there's just a lot of complexity with it. Where am I? Okay. Okay, let's give this a test run. Ooh, that's not what we want. Well, some of this is what we want. Not really what we want. Let's see. Maybe I should add like a -o flag so I don't need to just like do this gross redirect stuff. That might be smart. Maybe I should do that. Why is this? Oh, that's why it's broken. There we go. Make test. 3 failed tests. Okay. This does what we want it to now. So we can look a little bit at the test output. Okay. Let's take a look at binary op first. This one's, I think, the most interesting at a glance. But also not really. It's kind of just self-made, or like it kind of writes itself, I think. Yeah, so that's fine. I might just look at the. Oh, I don't want to look at this actually. You know what? We're just gonna assume it's correct, I think. I don't want to look at this, guys. Crap. Is there any that's like remotely interesting? I guess it's making a mess in the right places, so this should be good, right? This is really funny. Maybe I should make like a quick test, which is just like parsing.c. Yeah, we should change this to parsing. And let's rename all of these. Yeah, those do what we want it to. I guess that shouldn't have changed, at least. Test. Okay. Okay. So we have main there, default return. And then we want int. I guess what else do we want here? We can throw in like compound expressions, I guess. That might be interesting. Compound. Turn 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. I guess like I equals plus 2 minus, I guess like 1. Okay, let's do 9 times something. Let's see if precedence fires properly here. Let's do I. Let's make this like I or something. And j equals 1 plus 2 times 3 minus 4, I guess. Just do like this, I guess. Yeah, we should still do that. Let's generate regression tests. Okay. Let's add test regression. Generate. Update regression test generator. I kind of want to rename it because I don't like the name here. I guess we can leave it. And then now we can... Oh boy. This definitely makes a mess. This makes more of a mess than I wanted. But I guess it's kind of expected. This would be a lot easier to test if I had like actual output on this. Which means I need to write a backend, which does not bring me any joy whatsoever. Let me actually just check what else I need on the front end. So how much longer I can stretch this front end stuff out for. More control flow is now really easy now that we have real expressions, because we can just evaluate them out. Params is also really easy. Allocate hoisting should not be that hard, but I need to just do it, and that's kind of annoying. Arrays are definitely a little bit annoying because I need to implement more memory constructs everywhere. Memory or standalone pointers I might just avoid as much as possible. Expert parsing we just did. And then more types. That's about it. More types. Let's just make this smaller. I think we could do all of these two across this upcoming week. Is there like maybe there's like a funny theme I could give it, just like front end week, like front end week for midterms. You know what? I'm not creative, but I know who is creative. And that person is my friend, but ChatGPT is the next best thing here, so we're gonna use ChatGPT. Give me a stream title for a week, or stream series week title for stream title for a week where I only work on the compiler front end because it is midterms week. These names are terrible. Parsing through midterms. Finals. Oh, wait, that would be fire. Front end finals week. That would be pretty fire, but can we get some sort of alliteration between front end and midterms or something like that? Like synonyms of the two. This is terrible. This is so bad. Okay, we're trying to get ChatGPT to generate a stream title idea was a mistake. I'm not gonna do that again in the future. Okay. So I don't think there's much to debug. I don't particularly want to debug anything either, so we're just not gonna debug anything. Oh god. Let's generate the rest of the tests at least. Or if there's a way I can maybe I should edit this so we can oh shit, I forgot to add op levels to this. Let's throw this in here. 0 or 1. I guess like let's do opt level. I guess we can just do it like that for now. Yeah, we have an empty line there. I think we want another one here. Oh wait, isn't there a C++23 print line? There should be a thing, right? Yeah, this is a thing now. That's really funny. What does this take? String. Oh, it also takes a stream. Nice. Stream is a bit laggy. Yeah, I'm not sure. There is a chance my Wi-Fi is also just not doing well. Oh, this is in print. Interesting. Why is this a thing? Ugh. Okay, well, let's just add print because it's really funny. Yeah, okay. I think this should be implemented in a lot of places, so we can make this prettier. Or let's just add this real quick. Okay. Let's do print. Okay, how do we print this to a different place? Stream. Give it like stood out. Right? Is that what we give it? Or stood error? That's like C error. Yeah, we can just do this, I guess. Is purple your favorite color? Surprisingly, no, it is green. Yeah. That might be a little bit surprising, but that's kind of how we are. That's kind of how we are here. Okay, so we want warning characters except those. Yeah, you're good. I kind of just decided purple was a color that at least fit my skin tone reasonably. I also just, like, I literally go to a school that really likes purple, so I guess that also played into it a little bit. Yeah. So that's I guess how it goes. How does this take? How does this take params? Jesus. Oh, I see. So it's just that. Okay. So we can do that and then file. Then program name. Ah, way less ugly. It looks nice, thank you. Do you like VS Code for C++? I thought it was fine. I think the C++ extension is actually surprisingly not bad. I personally don't really, I don't know, it is what it is, I think. It's fine. Yeah, can we just do this? And then like, right? And then if we just go back up here, stream 4, okay, just empty, okay. Do you use copy initialization or uniform initialization? I prefer copy initialization, just like C style, I guess. It just makes more sense in my head. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents though. It's all stylistic at the end of the day. Okay, let's see here. Let's get everything. Stood MDL. Let's make this stood print line. Stood CR /1. And you can just do that, right? Should be good. Yeah, okay. Can do this again. Okay, and then we can paste this over here. If there's a way I can shorten this even more, that would be great. Peak software engineering is when your makefile is longer than your code base. Yeah, exactly. But it's scalable, right? That's what the claim is. It's scalable, and it'll not suck to use, definitely. Maybe I should just use like empty lines here. Like, who cares if this is slow? It's the fucking help message. Like, if this is where the speed is necessary, then we have bigger issues to worry about, to be honest. Okay, this is prettier now. That's all that matters. Maybe I should make like a print helper. Or it's like, yeah, this will be very valuable, at least. Actually, no, this is stupid. What the fuck am I doing? Why did I think that was a good idea? Also, that was stupid. VS ID is much better compared to VS Code. I don't really think it matters that much, to be honest. If you're integrating with like other tools externally, then I feel like a proper IDE makes sense. But otherwise, it's like whatever. I don't think it really cares. I don't think it really matters that much, at least. Like at the end of the day, like if it writes code, if it runs code, I think that's good enough. If there are pain points, then like that might be like a user-specific thing, but like unless it's incredibly bad, I don't think it matters too much. Like as long as you can write code, it's fine. Like one of my friends was writing like React code in you'll never guess what editor they were using to write React code. Put your best guesses in chat. Should I try Arch? Up to you. If you want to spend a lot of time, I guess, customizing things, I think it's worth it. But otherwise, I think probably not. You're actually not wrong. I didn't expect you to actually guess it. They were writing React code in IntelliJ. Because it wrote the code. Like that's all you need. At the end of the day. So crazy pull, but like yeah. Bottom line, it really does not matter. Just write in whatever makes you happy. It is incredible that you actually guessed that though. That's wow. Okay. Anyway. I think most of this is fine. This is just really ugly, but that's inevitable. I should replace these with print lines. And then error, invalid, up level. Want another one of those. Alright, back. This makes sense. Get rid of that. Let's try using VSID Rust Rover. Yeah, I think it's just like whatever makes you happy at the end of the day, I think. Option. And then this we can just do arg, right? Option and arg. Yeah, okay. This seems reasonable enough. It looks like it's getting promoted anyway, so okay. Yeah, let's steal this again. A compiler rule. It's just it is a place where I can work on compilers, I guess. Because I very much like compilers, if it wasn't obvious, by the fact that I've been streaming for 61 days. Should keep those, actually. Input file. What's wrong here? Type is this? It's a path. File name? Or C-stir, I guess. Okay. How does this fascination start? Yeah, so I took our programming languages class here at the school, and then one of my friends was like, hey look, the compilers class here, we can take that now. It's like 20 hours of work a week. It's really difficult. You want to take it? And then I was like, I'll take it if you take it. And he was like, alright, I'm taking it. So we both took it. And then the first 3 weeks were like easily some of the most work I've had to do for any class ever. But after I got through that, I was like, wait, this stuff is kind of cool. So I reached out to the professor after the quarter ended, asking if there was like research work I could do, and then I guess went and did research work. I gave like a cool little presentation about it. It was a pretty good time. And after that I was like, low-key, I'm gonna keep doing this. This stuff is pretty fun. So I continued to do research for a year. What I learned from that was that I low-key don't know a lot about compilers, even though I find them really cool. I guess what I find really cool about them is like, they take a lot of seemingly, I guess, like independent fields of computer science, like programming languages, hardware, and software design, and it kind of just like combines all of those fields into one rat's nest that I think relies on a lot of deep knowledge just everywhere, and I think that is just something really cool, and it gives me a lot to learn. But yeah, that's kind of how it is for me, at least. That's my take. Yeah, so I've been, I guess, like, to finish that thought up, I'm streaming so I can force myself to spend more time and learn about the things I don't know a lot about in compiler land. Why am I using printline? This is stupid. What's wrong here? This should be working, right? Const eval. What type is this? It's the string. Alright, why is this not working? Huh? This is silly. Why does this not want to work? I just need to, like, wait. There's no way it's just this. Okay, you know what? Sure, we'll just do this. That's amazing. Inspired such an initiative. That's how I ended up in cyber. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, I think it's very easy to, I guess, like, end up typecasting yourself to whatever field you're in accidentally. But I guess it worked out for me, at least, and I assume it worked out for you as well. And yeah, it's just really cool to think about, at least. So what was wrong there was that it was not a string format, so I kind of just have to do it this way, I think. But this is fine. Yeah, so we can throw this in here. And this is mir. Should probably add a -o somewhere here. Yeah, let's add -o real quick. Yeah, let's do like that, I guess. And then okay, let's put this at the top, I think. Or yeah, I think that makes sense as a location. Maybe we should put this even further up here. Yeah, let's put it there. Else, if I can get rid of that. We can clean this up here. Work for us both. That's why I asked, because you're very similar. Yeah, I guess it's cool to see that I'm not the only one that ended up doing something like that. So it makes me feel a little bit less bad about, like, I guess, typecasting myself to the field very early on. Yeah, I guess that helps me mentally a little bit. Okay, how do I even do this? Playing default output file. how do I even... What happens if I just like... Oh, where am I? Okay, let's go to my little test box here. Actually, let's go to here. Then clang, tests, dt as an example. Yep, I think we can do this. Like -s. Oh, one dash. Okay, so that's not what we want here. Let's do this on like something else. Small, if small. That's not what we want either. Okay, god damn it. There has to be one here that works. While? Nope. Okay. Yeah, because we don't have N64 anymore. Inst combine, surely. Okay. Okay, so it's in a .s file, I guess, which is fine. We can just like handle null, I guess. We can figure that out based on the flags. Okay. Okay. Is there any recommendations you would give for someone else who wants to pursue a similar path? Yeah, I think the big thing is just like do the reading. It's really hard to like learn about the theory behind it without actually like, I guess, getting your hands wet. Make sure you like, I guess like it's important to do the reading so you like actually know what is happening theoretically, and then from there you can look through various different code bases and you can be like, oh yeah, like X is doing something, or like the parser is written this way because like it's faster for XYZ reasons, or like it's more maintainable. Yeah, I also think just like learning about pretty much anything in computer science will bolster, I guess, compiler related knowledge. So that's like the other big piece of advice I would give people. Yeah, so let's do output file like that. We can do output file equals, we can like I++. So we want, we can even like, constant string output equals argv at I+1, or just, we can do I. I guess or let's just prefix increment that. Actually, can we just directly do this? What type is this getting converted to? Okay, that should be fine, right? Surely. It'll just read the string literal and it'll be fine. Yeah, this should be fine, right? Surely. We can just give it a string literal. Yeah, let's do it like that, I guess. I don't think anyone's gonna be rigorously trying to break my code, at least. Yeah, let's go back down here. The input file doesn't exist. I guess like if input or output file. I can even just null pointer this, right? Or I can just set it as default. What is the default value? Default. I guess we could do it like this, right? Yeah, that should be a thing. Yeah, my hair is doing hair things. Okay, so then. Yeah, this code will just be a spaghetti mess. Output file equals base or input file base or like file name. What is file name? Or stem. Oh, stem. That's what we want. Just do like this, I guess. What is stem? This is okay, it's another path. What is extension? Replace extension? Oh wait, we could even like, okay. Okay, let's do false. Do handle default binary. I guess like default binary file name. A out. Or I guess like a dot O, I guess, or a S, I guess. Or all of these will take the input name. Yeah, this is fine actually. Output, or it's like we can do output file equals input file. We want stem. This is invalid? What does empty do on this? Empty, okay. Yeah, that's what we want here. Okay, so we get the stem and then output, I guess like, so if dump AST, I guess like only we should make an enum for like output level, I guess. Yeah, I should do that real quick. This has kind of gone a little bit off the rails, but yeah, I swear this is reasonable. Yeah, let's make a quick enum. Enum class output level. So this is AST HR MIR opt, I guess. Or we can just do this even for now. We can extend that more in the future. We can also change this out to auto, or I guess like auto output level equals output level. We can start with MIR for now. Should probably add the rest of the stuff in once we get there, but we should just like output level. We can just do that, I think. I can just set it like that. And then we can handle a default. So we can do that, that's fine, that's fine. This should be output. Is there like C++ enum class default value? Okay. So we want, I guess, like none as well here, I guess. That's like default. So we can parse this properly. Let's see. Do we want just like print helpers as well? Just like print error or just like print? I guess that seems stupid, but like the more I think about it, the less awful it seems. No, I lied. The more I think about it, the equally stupid it seems. Yeah, we should figure out like mutual exclusivity here. This is stupid. I'm just gonna... I should not care about mutual exclusivity right now. Let's just do output level equals... First of all, let's get rid of default. Should be output level MIR for now. Is T. We can change this to HIR. Most of this seems pretty fine so far. This print's fine. Maybe I should make like a print error. Yeah, we should do this. Let's do that, and then see error, and then do we have error down here? Error. We can do that, and then message. Okay, so then we can shrink this down a little bit even, I think, which is nice. Invalid opt level. Back. And then we can give it yeah, okay. Okay. What's wrong here? This is stupid. Let's get rid of this. We might add it later, but for now I think that is overkill. Yeah, let's keep going. Then I guess we can switch over output level. Case output level. I guess like let's do AST, and we can how do we change the thing again? Beginning of file name up to last period. Okay. Stem is just that. Okay. Okay, so we want replace extension, I guess, with AST or that? Yeah, okay. Okay. MIR or HR first. HR, MIR. Yeah, okay. This seems fair enough. Maybe I'll like generalize these utils, but this is like splitting hairs anyway. Yeah, okay. So that's all of the possible outputs there. So now we definitely have an output file of some sort. What is empty? Real quick, let me just make sure this does what I want it to. I see, okay. This makes sense. So it's the literal path. Okay, so we want output level equals output level AST. Yeah, okay. This does what we want it to. This is HIR. Okay, the rest of this is fine, I think. Let's build it real quick. Okay, so let's do debug, bin panic. Let's give it test. Regression, input, let's give it like binary up. That's not what we wanted to do. Oh wait, we don't even. Output file. What is W's? Open. Is there a way we can just open from path here? What does assign do? Oh, I see. So let's do C++ write to path. I don't know. This is annoying. I'm just gonna leave it to do for myself. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it like this for now. Test. Build in panic. Let's give it insert for test, regression, input, let's give it like inst combine. Yeah, that does what we want it to, that's good. That's all good. Maybe we should zero extend it now that I think about it. Because we are just truncating at least. I don't know, anyway. Yeah, that's fine. That makes a mess as expected. Let's go 0. That does what we want it to. Yeah, it goes up to 54. That's how much of a mess we're making. Yeah, okay. Commit update compiler with. What did I update it with anyway? We have done nothing of use here, actually. We have not done output files, we've just wasted half an hour. Okay. Clean up compiler a little, I guess. Okay. The only other thing we need to do is the passes. Or we need to run with the passes we want, at least. Which I have unfortunately made more annoying to do, which is really funny. Maybe we should just like do arbitrary passes. Just like construct from string, I guess. Playing add passes. I don't know. We're just gonna figure out what to do here. We could just add more flags even and call it a day. That'd be cool. Yeah, I might actually just do that next time. Yeah, let's just push all of this real quick. Let me just add that to the to-do list. I don't think there's any more debugging here, at least. What am I gonna do next time? Yeah, we should do that. We should like add passes to compiler. Independent, I guess. Look up the book Crafting Interpreters. Yeah, I've heard of it. I think that's one of my big recommendations for a lot of people. I guess like I am kind of writing a command line parser. Does this go over it? I haven't looked into it enough. Let's see. Yeah, nothing here helps there, but yeah, if you haven't done any compiler stuff before and you want to do compiler stuff, I think this is a really good place to start. An interpreter is just, honestly, an interpreter is kind of just a compiler with a layer of paint over it. Yeah, this is definitely a great place to start in general, I would say. Yeah, so we want these. What else do I want to add? I think that's mostly it. We can go back to here real quick. We can add for loops. Do while loops. They all become the same thing anyway. Yeah, I think those are pretty easy. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll just make this like the front end week, for better or for worse. And then after all my midterms are done and dusted, I think that will be the perfect time for me to start working on the back end at least. So yeah. Anyway, I think this is a pretty reasonable place to call it for today. All of our stuff is pushed. It definitely does not pass checks, but that's fine. Thank you all so much for watching, especially if you've been here for, I guess the entire stream. It's not quite 2 hours because I started late today, but yeah. Make sure you sub to my channel and like the stream if you haven't. It helps out with the algorithm and gets my content out to more people like you. Make sure you join the Discord as well. That's the best place to get pinged when I go live and to chat with me in the broader community outside of stream hours. And aside from that, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn and add me on GitHub to stay up to date with what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to doing my machine learning homework. That needs to get done by like Monday night, so I really need to keep going on that. Take care, y'all. Take it easy and have a wonderful rest of your day.